Am I on? Am I on? Ah, can you guys see me okay? Let me know in the chats if you can see me okay. Yay! I'll take that. Yay! As yes, you can see me. Good. How's the picture quality? Looks a little grainy on my end. Oh, Christopher lost 10 pounds. That's awesome. Len says, hey, Thrash. John says, I look marvelous. I look marvelous. Good. That I won't bother messing with the camera. Good, good, good. I will try a new pair of glasses, though. These seem to have Ah, a little less glare. And let's see. Snark says is here. He says boopies thrash and boopies to you too, my lady. And Rachel says, yeah, that's great, Kenneth. I lost 13. I think I lost about between 20 and 30, to be honest with you. I've actually been dieting fairly strictly for the last couple of months. So I think yeah, your light to your right is washing you out a little. Okay. Is it We'll get there in the end, folks. Ah. Oh, I know what I'll do. Is that better? If you can't bring Muhammad to the mountain, smash the stage, I always say. And skipping down. Rachel's been dieting, working out. Zuplexi says, Que pasa, amigo? How is the job hunting? I see. I have an interview this week. I won't say with who. I don't want to jinx it. And a few other irons in the fire, but the unemployment hasn't run out yet, so I'm not in any immediate danger. And it's always be sure to find the right job for the right man. But thank you for asking. I'll keep you posted. Try bouncing off the wall. Okay. Well, you can find yourself in another part of the world. Or what was the one by Blur? I got my head checked by a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy. But Keith E is here and says Z. It wasn't easy. Wow, that's uncanny. I'm saying it wasn't easy. And Keith comes in and says easy. It's Keith EZ. And Tracy's here says, hi, Robert. Hello, Bubba. Good to see you, my dear. John says, thanks for the happy birthday shout out on Facebook. Yes, happy birthday on the big 2-9. Reminds me of the old joke. There's this woman, and she's been 29 for years. It becomes a running joke in the family, and everyone's always teasing her that she's 29. And finally, and she has a son, and finally, the son, he's just had enough of it and says, look, guys, it's just, this isn't cool. You're always making fun of my mom for being 29. For the last time, she's 29 years old. And I know that for a fact because I'm 30 and she's been 29 my whole life. 2 bits. And I saw a few people further back in the chat. I'm not going to go further back in the chat because that'll ruin it. But I believe I saw Gary is here. Hello, Gary. Wajamin is here. Says hello, everyone. If I missed you because you haven't given a comment in some time, please forgive. Like I said, by the time I came on, I saw Gary and I saw some other people, but you guys may have already been greeted. Okay. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to wait a little bit. Hopefully, Teb shows up because I promised Ted. It's a little dated now, but it's always good. It's actually probably a little less somber now. I do have the Val Kilmer trivia as I promised. Oh, and also as a special treat, I have a new game I'd like to bounce off you guys later on, but that is a B priority. We do have to wrap this up a little bit early tonight, and I'll tell you why, because Dave's going live tonight, and I want everyone to have an opportunity to hop on Dave's show at 9. So we'll bop out right before 9, and everyone, I beg you, go on Dave's. Oh, by the way, everyone be sure to congratulate him. His first article for Rebind magazine posted. And I tell you, proud as punch. I couldn't be more proud that he's running for Remind, and who is more deserving And I'm just gonna skim down because I've been babbling, and I wanna make sure I didn't miss anybody's questions. Most people are just saying hello to one another. Oh, Crow Minion? Crow, I am honored that you decided to join us. I've seen you on my chats before, but it's been a while. I'm so glad you made it back. My brother, welcome to the show. And let's just see what else we got going on. A lot of people saying hello to one another, having fellowship. Zerblix is saying buenas noches to Tug. Oh, Tug is here. I didn't see. Oh, there he is. Tug says yo. Oh, by the way, speaking of projects, Tug's Phase 4. For those of you who can view him early, please do. He does this great post on Phase 4. I found Phase 4 when actually I was in college, and I saw it by accident. I had a lot of friends who were into sort of like crazy, obscure science fiction. Big surprise there. And we saw Phase 4 and absolutely loved it. Quirky and clunky as it was. Criminal says, yes, long time. I caught part of the stream earlier, though. Oh, yeah, I saw you on Tug's chat, of course. Of course. And a lot of people saying hello to Crow. I love Crow Minions during Crow Magnon. I love Crow Minion. Entry says, still in the black brace boot. Thanks. Oh, the foot's still bothering you, my dear, huh? Oh, the ankle specifically, but the foot bone's connected to the ankle bone. The ankle bone's connected to the foot bone. The foot bone's connected to the ankle bone. The ankle bone's connected to the foot bone. The foot bone, and so says the word of the Lord. Them bones, them raw bones. Look, I'm going to get a copyright strike from the prisoner. And speak of the devil, Tebs says hello, Thrash. Happy Sunday. Miss me. I missed you very, very much, by the way. And as promised, by the way, I have the Val Kilmer trivia as promised at the risk of being redundant. And Keithy says, I could be wrong. You might be crazy, but it just might be a lunatic you're looking. But I thought Dave's was members only, but it's possible I read it wrong. Ooh. It might be. It's been a while since I've had to worry about that. So, and Lynn says, okay, Tracy, no marathons. Oh, Tracy says, I'm a smarty. Don't be a stupid, be a schmarty. Come and join the. I'm not even going to give that soundbite a chance, but you'll know where that's going. Rachel says, is Dave going live for everyone or just members? Ooh. Are his live chats members only now? Oh, for those of you who will find yourselves unable to attend his live chat this evening after I gave it such hearty praise, I apologize. Again, it's been so long since I've had to worry. But it might be members only. But we're gonna go till just before 9 anyway, so you will not miss an iota of thrash. And Zublik says, muchas gracias, Terrell. And pardon, mi español es mi malo. And Tracy, you got that right. Lance and Crow says Val will always be our Huckleberry. I could think of no more touching tribute. You know, it's really amazing how many celebrities actually end up writing their own epitaph when they're alive. For example, personal favorite for you young one fans out there, Rick Mail, as you know, his name was Rick in the show. And he did this whole thing, Rick, the people's poet. And he talked about it when he's dead. And when the kids will be crying, and the adults will say, why are the kids crying? And one kid will say, well, haven't you heard? Rick is dead. The people's poet is dead. And after Mr. Mail passed on, the internet blew up with Rick is dead. The people's poet is dead. And Indy says, your mystery game has piqued my curiosity. And my first Phase 4 experience was an afternoon showing on local TV, Len Frederick, Hubba Bubba. Yes, Len Frederick was a Hubba Hubba. Fruity is a nutcake, though. I'm sure you all know the story of her very, very, very unhealthy marriage with Peter Sellers and her very untimely passing due to demonstrative alcohol abuse. But no, she was a cutie. And and Tracy says the producers very good, very good. Let's just see. Oh, John Doe is here. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show that never ends, never ends. John, I love. It's funny you mentioned that we were just talking about that. John sent me a link to this gentleman who does um uh he gives you the jingle and you have to guess the product. And I got him all. He gave like 10 in rapid fire succession and then like 5 bonus. And I got them all, but that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. My game is on a similar venue. And Tug says, I need all my iotas. Rachel says, I'm broke and can't become a channel member. More sympathetic I cannot be. That's one of the reasons why I've opted not to go members only. And skipping down, a lot of people saying hi there. Hi there, hello. I'm glad that you could show for the Chrysanthemum Festival pageant. I'll give $1 to anyone who can tell me what that's from. And don't all everyone I'll ask. Indie Spouts at once. By the way, something I found about this microphone: if you cough into it, it doesn't pick it up. Like loud, sharp, sudden, violent noise, it doesn't like, which is good when you cough or sneeze or something inadvertent like that. The funny thing is, I don't know if you guys notice this. The punchline to my punchline in my top 10 list of Canadian jokes, which got like 80 views in an hour. I don't know if it was like sent to Mike Myers or something. But when I was doing the Canadian alphabet, that Japanese pun was, you're probably all going EA. EA is a Japanese word which basically means please don't. Get it? EA. Moving forward. Let's see. Tracy says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It's free and it helps Thrash. Thank you. And thank you for mentioning that. We actually got 11 thumbs up and 10 people watching, so I can't complain. Tug says, tell them I said something important. Last words of Pancha Villa, allegedly. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. What was it? Oscar Wilde who said, either these curtains go or I do. Although we all know my favorite last words were, um uh uh Laurel, Laurel and Hardy. Stan Laurel was in a hospital and he was dying, and he looks at the night nurse who was checking on him and says, oh, I'd rather be skiing. And trying to keep him engaged, the nurse looks down and says, why, Mr. Laurel, I didn't know you liked skiing. And he goes, I don't, but I'd rather that than this. And then so yeah, famous last. Actually, it's funny because, did I tell you this already? One of the games I'm working on is called Famous Last Words, and it's last words from movies. Tug, have we had this conversation, or are you just clairvoyant? Well, either way, or Claire Danes, or Eclair. But either way, Mikey Sue's 4 is here. Mikey Sue's 4, how you doing? Mikey Sue's 4 is here, and he says, my brain's a quite quizzical thing, LOL. My brain is also a quizzical thing. My brain is like, picture an auditorium full of people. Someone goes onto the podium and asks a question, and every person in the audience shouts out a different answer. And he says, this wallpaper is killing me. One of us has to go. Oscar Wilde. If the universe works like it should. I knew it was something like that. I knew I was pretty close. John Doe says, hello, darkness, my only friend. I came to see you again. I came to talk to you again. Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar. Huge Simon and Garfunkel fan. By the way, we're on the subject. Anybody know the anecdote of a mother and child reunion? Well, I'm going to tell you. They were done with a late night recording session, and they had gotten something to eat. And one of them had a chicken salad sandwich, and one of them had scrambled eggs. Garfunkel couldn't finish his sandwich, said, here, you have the other half. He put the chicken salad sandwich next to the scrambled eggs, and Paul Simon went, oh, a mother and child reunion. And that's why it's filled with like chicken puns. I've never been laid so low in the course of a lifetime. Teb says, unscramble the title of the beloved classic sitcom spinoff. The of life, the blank of life, the facts of life, the facts of life. There we go. That's tricky on the spot when it's scrolling. Oh, tug for the win. Oh, and apparently that was the last one too. Len's got it as well. Keith E says Thrash is last words are I need a hat if I'm going to be riding around in this box. Ah, yes, you know my pet superstition. I cannot operate a motor vehicle unless I'm wearing a hat. So unless my coffin has a 300 horsepower engine, we'll be okay. Um, John Doe says they're making Young Guns 3. Wonder how, but it's going to involve Pancho Villa. Artistic license. Tug says, oops, I've clearly just time traveled too much to keep track. Well, it isn't Kenny. I actually have a couple of games, but Famous Last Words, which is going to be I give you the last words in a film and you have to tell me what the film is. That's synchronicity rears its head. Lynn says, "Is Emily lurking in here? If she is, hello, Emily. By the way, Cindy D and Lisa Fields also said to be attending tonight. So if you guys are lurking, hello. And if you're watching replay, hello. And Mikey says, Randy Quaid, hi boys, I'm back from Independence Day. It feels like Independence Day. I turn the engine, but the engine doesn't turn. Zubik says Pancho Villa. He had a sister. Oh, Pancha Villa. Pancha Villa. I think that was just a typo. Pancha Villa is actually a housing community in Southern California. Something one of us said, Rachel finds funny. Creminian says, my brain has two hamsters on a wheel trying to run in different directions. I'd pay to see that. John Doe says, damn voice to text Gizmo. And Wanjamin says, LOL, Crow, I can relate. And Teb says, unscramble the title of this 80s cult favorite sitcom spinoff. Just the 10 of us. Just the 10 of us. Just the 10 of us. You know, Connie from Just the 10 of Us, you know, she is the art student in the Outfield song, Lose Your Love Tonight. Yeah, that's her. I found that out recently. Well, in the last few years. Yeah, just the 10 of us. Christopher says, I hope your ankle gets better soon, Tracy. Lynn says, where's DUM been at? Indy says, did you just one headlight me, Bob? We can make it home on one headlight. Unless you get pulled over by a cop who says, hey, you got a busted headlight. And now you get two. That old Dodge. Johnny says, I drank what? There is Val Kilmer and Socrates in one. I drank what? There's Val Kilmer and Socrates in one. All I can think of is the scene from The Princess Bride, because I just saw it with, with William, the guy. Inconceivable. Your Love by the Outfield. Yeah, it was Your Love by the Outfield. Yes, very good. And I thought so, but sometimes the song title isn't the catchphrase from the song. And Tug says, my favorite last line of a movie, madness, madness, takes its toll. I'm not 100%. Frankenstein? I'm just a wild guess in the dark. Crow says, Quai, Bridget and the River On. Tug says, Dylan Jr. Oh, Sister Sarah's here. Says, hi, everyone. Sister Sarah, great to see you again, my dear. Dominic D. You're right. I haven't seen Dominic D in ages. Oh, that's what Dom. I thought you were abbreviating DOM. Dom, you're right. And Real Genius. I haven't seen that probably since it was in the theaters. A lot of people saying hello to Sarah, and rightly so. Teb says, unscramble the title of this 1984 comeback hit by Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? I am lethal with Tina Turner. I had such a crush on her when I was a kid. I am lethal. So yeah. John Doe says, forgot the name of the movie, but it is about World War II with mustache man making dinosaurs. Looks interesting, but we'll see. It sounds like Iron Cross 2. Um, but or Cross of Iron 2, or I'm not 100%. If I can confirm that, I'll get back to you, John. But I'm not entirely 100% at this time. And Indy says that's the second time I've heard that TBOTRK line mentioned in 2 days. Oh, Sister Sarah's giving us a link. Thank you, Sister Sarah. Oh, and please give Watch Me a link too, by the way, and Tug and Tracy. And Johnny Orchard says, "Now it's time to die, Blade Runner." That wasn't the last line. That was Ricker Howard's last words, but it wasn't the last line in the movie. But it is a great line. I've seen things you people can't imagine. Do you know I cry every time I watch that scene? Oh, Tug says madness, madness. Oh, Bridge of the River Kwai. Yes, yes, it is. Yes, you're right. Sorry. I haven't seen that movie in years, but yes, it is. Crow says, I remember the doctor saying madness in River Kwai. Yeah, there we go. There. For some reason, I thought it was Real Genius, but like I said, I haven't seen that in ages. And Mikey says, unscramble animator. You a failed spinoff series from Fox based on a movie franchise. The I got nothing. And he says, John, are you talking about Iron Sky too? Iron Sky, not Iron Cross, Iron Sky. Okay, I think you have it right. I didn't actually think Iron Sky because originally they're on the moon, as are we all. Not Iron Sky, but it's about to come out. Oh. Sarah Connor Chronicles. Oh yeah, we were just talking about that with Summer Glau, who can't catch a break, and it's a pity because she was such a cutie. Oh, Chance is here. Says hi, all from Atlanta. Chance, so glad you could make it, my brother. And Mikey says, "What's the first word of the title?" The. And Crow says Terminator. And Tug says Sarah Connor Chronicles is greatly underrated, better than most of the movies. You know what the problem? It was absolutely great, and Summer Glau is amazing. But what happened was it kept biting off more than it could chew. It's like the problem with Alienation, the TV series, where what it would do is each week they would give you something else to digest. So it was like a shaggy dog that just kept getting shaggier and shaggier and shaggier. And I think it eventually was more than it could handle. And the Asian sub commander from the future, didn't she later go on to do Battlestar Galactica? Tug, I'm sure you, of anyone, would know that. And a lot of people like Sarah Connor Chronicles. Chance, not the Martian Chronicles. I liked the Martian Chronicles. Of course, I was 12 when it came out. But I thought it was pretty good. Um, Epic task though. Trying to take the combined works of Ray Bradbury and turn it into a cohesive storyline. Crazy. What they should have done is that, and again, this is Ray Bradbury. What you should do is do a Netflix. That's all, folks. Do a Netflix series and do a different chapter each week, so they don't have to be strung together. You just find some weird framing device, like sort of a Martian crypt keeper type thing. Why am I wasting all this online? I should actually be writing this down, but patent pending. I'm copywriting this idea. Um, Tug says also Shirley Manson as a liquid Terminator. I think I'd stop watching by that point. Summer was funny too. Did you see the episode of The Big Bang Theory she did? It was priceless. Rachel says, "Here's my favorite last line. Make a wish, Samantha. but it's already come true. Cute line. I don't know the context, but it's a cute line. Um, and Indy says to John Doe, "Well, I'm out. I mentioned the only movie with AH and dinosaurs that I've heard of. Well, apparently it's a new movie coming out, so that's probably why you and I are having trouble remembering something which hasn't come out yet." And Mikey says, "Summer Glau was great in Firefly too." That's how it came up. She was in these two amazing series that were canceled too soon. And Pablo says, Hulk smash the like for Thrash. You are D man, my man. And Crow said, love Ray Bradbury. I got to hear him speak in Phoenix in the early 80s. Chartreuse with envy. I am chartreuse with envy. There's Gary Carpenter. Awesome. Hi there, everyone. I'm back. Sorry for the late chat room. Not working tonight. No worries. Now, you've had some technical problems, more than understand. And John says I had a chance to get the Sarah Connor Chronicles with Linda Hamilton on DVD from '86, but I didn't. Things happen. Thank you for the link, Sister Sarah. And I'll just see. Zuplex says Ola to Gary. Indy says the Terminator decoupling was Summer's TBBT episode. Anybody see the Robot Chicken where they do the Sarah Connor Chronicles? It's raunchy but a lot of fun. Rachel says Thrash. It was such an easy one. 16 Candles. Again, I don't think I've seen 16 Candles since I was in high school. Although, no, you know what? I'm sorry. I take that back. I did see it. And there's a lot of that they just couldn't do today. I saw it, but I saw it like maybe 10 years ago. And John says, got the name of the movie. It's Primitive War. Good title. And Teb says, unscramble the title of this brilliant but canceled 90s ABC teen drama starring Claire Danes and Jared Leto. It's My So-Called Life. I would have known that just from the hints you gave. And Chrominian says, Donger need food. Mikey says, Thrash, what summer films are you looking forward to? At the moment, none. I'm sorry. I don't really do modern cinema anymore. I pretty much just stick to like for example, I'm gonna be watching X the Unknown this week because I'm gonna be doing a podcast for it next week. Oh, I should probably plug that right now. Kevin's not here in the chat tonight, folks, but I am gonna be joining Kevin Lambert and the rest of the entertainment headquarters next Saturday. We're gonna be doing a deep dive into X the Unknown. Thank you for reminding me. Gary Carpenter says, my favorite line from a movie, there's no place like home. A Wizard of Oz, My So-Called Life Good. Chan says, watching Fembots on 16 millimeter after this, not the Austin Powers kind. Oh, the Steve Austin. Not Austin Powers, but Steve Austin. Got it. Love it. And he says to John Doe, that was set in Vietnam. Is the movie moving to World War II? And John Doe says, any good movies with crappy shark movies coming out? Nothing involving sharks that I know of, but there's always room for a good shark movie. You know what? It's almost 8:00. So what do you mean? Says sound like fun, Chance. I'm going to go ahead and start the trivia because remember, we want to take a sneak peek at one of the games. So I'm going to start the trivia, and again, it is on the life and times of Val Kilmer. And as always, I'm going to start them in no particular order. Mr. Kilmer passed on this Oliver Stone film. And of course, that's number 10. Was it A, Alexander, B, Platoon, C, Thunder Heat, or D, The Doors? John says it could be Vietnam. Pablo says Halloween 76 episode of $6 Million Man. It was Sunday night. Mikey says 3-part episode. Feet, Steve and Jamie, along with Sir John Houseman playing Dr. Franklin. Best episode ever of the Bionic Man Woman series. Oh, let me repeat. And again, number 10. Mr. Kilmer passed on this Oliver Stone film. Was it A, Alexander, B, Platoon, C, Thunderheart, or D, The Doors? Oh, Emily's here, and she says B. And she's right. And John Doe says Bigfoot and Wild Boy, which is also right. And Sister Sarah sends us a bunch of emojis. And Shan says, I agree, crossover event. And Christopher says, good evening to Emily. And again, that was correct. The answer is, of course, B, Platoon. Yes, he was going to play the Charlie Sheen part. Number 9. Mr. Kilmer's longtime residence was a ranch in this state. Was it A, Texas, B, Arizona, C, California, or D, New Mexico? I shall repeat. Mr. Kilmer's long-term residence was a ranch in this state. Was it A, Texas, B, Arizona, C, California, or D, New Mexico? I'm seeing a plethora of answers in this one, so I'll let a few more people key in before I tell you which person had it correct. Wrong show. Anyone else? Anyone? Bueller? It was actually New Mexico. He had a ranch in New Mexico. John says Maine. It was Maine. I would love to own a ranch in Mexico. And Mikey says it's New Mexico. Then it was near Taos. Oh, if it's New Mexico, then it was in Taos. John says, see you laters. Later, skaters. And what is New Mexico? It's a state of being. Number 8. Mr. Kilmer was long-term friends with this hip-hop artist. Was it A, 50 Cent, B, LL Cool J, C, Ice-T, or D, Tone Loc? Oh, Criminian says, grew up in Arizona. If it had been there, I would have known. Oh, look, Mr. Tony is here. Mr. Tony speaks in emojis. Mr. Tony, good to see you. And Mr. Tony, are you going to be with us? I am assuming you being one of the entertainment headquarters field marshals that we're going to see you next Saturday on Next. Now, do you have the time yet? I haven't heard the time yet. It's sometime next Saturday. Chris says, my dad said to say good night to you, Bob. Good night, Mr. Kenneth. Good night, sir. Good to hear from you. Indy says $50. Oh, did I repeat it? I'm going to repeat it. Mr. Kilmer was long-term friends with this hip artist. Was it A, 50 Cent, B, LL Cool J, C, Ice-T, or D, Tone Loc? You know, I went to a music store and asked for 50 Cent, and they threw me out for panhandling. Emily says, Indy phrased the answer in the form of a question because if the Jeopardy theme. Excellent. And he was also correct. It was, in fact, 50 Cent. Number 7. Mr. Kilmer passed on this David Lynch cult film. This is a goodie. Was it A, Lost Highway, B, Blue Velvet, C, Dune, or D, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me? Mr. Tony says it's 6 p.m. for me and 10 p.m. for Kevin. I'm from PA, so it depends where you live. I live on Cape Cod, in Massachusetts, and I believe we are both Eastern Standard, so that'll be 6 p.m. And thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there with the professor and Jedi and everyone else. And Indy says to Gary Carpenter, Thrash was humming the Jeopardy theme song, so I phrased it in the form of a question. And and John says, I hope he got his money's worth, but I'm bumped. Yeah. And did I repeat it? Oh well, I'm going to. Mr. Kilmer actually passed on this David Lynch cult flick. Was it A, Lost Highway, B, Blue Velvet, C, Dune, or D, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me? So Indy was running a little behind, got his answer in, so that's good. So if Indy's got his answer in, I'm guessing everyone else does. And you are correct, actually. It is Blue Velvet. She wore blue velvet. Although I prefer the what's the song they do? The Roy Orbison song, "Crying" in Spanish. Crying. I don't know the words in Spanish, I'm afraid, but there's a Spanish rendition in of "Crying" in Blue Velvet that is an absolutely amazing rendition. Cro-Magnon, Blank Heineken, Pabst Blue Ribbon. She wore blue ribbons. Number 6. Mr. Kilmer's first serious girlfriend was this Hollywood actress and strange person. Was it A, Kelly Baroni, B, Lucy Guttridge, C, Catherine Mary Stewart, or D, Mara Winningham? I shall repeat. The robot chicken is ridiculous. Yes, it certainly is. Mr. Kilmer's first serious girlfriend was this Hollywood actress and strange person. Was it A, Kelly Maroney, B, Lucy Guttridge, C, Catherine Mary Stewart, or D, Mara Winningham? A lot of people from the Kathy Mary Stewart camp, huh? This is actually a really interesting fun fact, actually. And I'm going to give people a few more minutes to weigh in, but and because Rachel just buzzed in with the correct answer, yes, it's actually Mara Winningham. Who did she was in Twilight Zone. She did a really amazing rendition of Button Button. I know her best from St. Elmo's Fire, and it's really funny because she was actually pregnant when she did it, but wasn't supposed to be. She was actually supposed to be a woman unknown to man at that time. So a cute trick. But yeah, they actually dated when they were in high school. So D is the correct answer. Number 5. Mr. Kilmer actually passed on the 80s coming of age film. You want the selections? Actually, I almost read the answer as one of as part of the question. That's why it's like. Oh, and yes, as you probably noticed, a lot of these have to do with projects he passed on, because half his life are projects he passed on when you're looking up trivia about him. But anyway, let me read the question again because that kind of got derailed. Mr. Kilmer actually passed on this 80s coming of age film. Was it A, The Outsiders, B, Stand By Me, C, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, or D, The River's Edge? And yes, apparently that does count as a coming of age film. I shall repeat the question. Mr. Kilmer actually passed on this 80s coming of age film. Was it A, The Outsiders, B, Stand By Me, C, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, or D, The River's Edge? Heavens, I hit my microphone. Sarah says, hate everyone she missed. Likewise, me. I hate everyone I missed. Mikey says C because Sean Penn was a better choice. Can you picture Val Kilmer as Spicoli? Crazy. A lot of people are Team Fast Times. But the correct answer is actually A, The Outsiders. They want him to play Pony Boy. And his hair was already blonde, so they had to dye it black. But anyway, number 4. Mr. Kilmer once had a small role playing this vintage music icon. Was it A, Sinatra, B, Boz Scaggs, C, Elvis, or D, Gary Glinner? Rachel says, damn, I was going to say A. Well, yeah, that's because I almost said when I was reading the question, passed on this coming of age film, The Outsiders, because that was the letter A. Oh, we didn't get scores, did we, Zuper? I'm sorry, we'll hold the scores to the end because I forgot to ask, but you're still 3-6. That's very good. And Emily says, "The only thing I know about Val Kilmer is Top Secret, so all the answers are just guesses." And I don't think Top Secret even made it into this list, actually, because everyone knows it. But yes, I'll give you guys another minute, but it seems like everyone got. Oh, I'm already giving it away that everyone got this. Yes, in True Romance, he plays Elvis, and he does an outstanding job. He does an outstanding job. Number three. Um, according to lore, according to Hollywood lore, Val Kilmer was supposedly thrown off the set by this director. Was it A. Tony Scott, B. Joel Schumacher, C. Oliver Stone, or D. Ron Howard? Oh yeah, that's why I couldn't make Jim Morrison one of the selection because he did play he played Jim Morrison. Emily says, "Don't throw things at me, but I'm not a big fan of Batman." Funny you should mention that one here. Indy says, you are allowed to ask questions about stuff people know, Bob." I thought I thought a lot of people knew that this anecdote. Apparently, a lot of people didn't. Terribly sorry. Ooh, Ron Howard. That imagine being thrown off the set. Ron Howard. Ron Howard is supposedly one of the most conciliatory directors, so that'd be a cute trick. It'd actually be very cool if he did. The correct answer, Joel Schumacher. Supposedly, when they were finished doing his installment of Batman, Joel Schumacher says, "Okay, cut. That's a wrap. Everybody, get that pretentious son of a bitch off my set." I heard that anecdote years ago. I thought that was fairly common, but anyway, the correct answer is B. Question two. Val Kilmer had a legendary unsuccessful marriage to this performer. Was it A. Jane Weedland, B. Jodie Watley, C. Joanne Worley? I'm sorry, Joanne Watley, or D. Joanne Worley? Sorry about that. I'll come in again. I do because I have to read the question. Number two, Val Kilmer had a legendarily unsuccessful marriage to this performer. Was it A. Jane Weedland, B. Jodie Watley, C. Joanne what? Jo- I can't talk tonight. What else is new? Joanne Watley or D. Joanne Worley? And because I dare not try to say the names again, the correct answer is B. I hope it wasn't Joanne. I know Joanne Worley. She could have been his mother. It was C. Joanne Watley. And the number one question, speaking of the failed marriage, and the number one question is supposedly Mr. Kilmer found out about his divorce from Joanne Wally. Did I say Watley? It's Wally. Joanne Wally. In what manner? A, asked about it during an interview. B, phone call from Joel Schumacher. C, saw it in a report on CNN. Or D, was sent a singing telegram. I shall repeat. Supposedly, Val Kilmer found out about his divorce from Joanne Wally in this manner. A, he was asked about it during an interview. B, a phone call from Joel Schumacher. Hey, guess what, asshole? C, saw it in a report on CNN. Or D, was sent a singing telegram. A lot of people saying A, and you know what? That would have been priceless. You know, guys doing an interview found out about the divorce. Val Kilmer hasn't heard yet. So, can you tell us about your divorce? I'm getting divorced. That would have been priceless. Show the call from Schumacher that would have been priceless too. Although actually, he was like on location in the Caribbean or something, shooting a movie. Was it Island of Dr. Moreau? But anyway, he was in his hotel room watching CNN, and there was a report on CNN about he's getting a divorce, and I guess he tore the room apart because he was so humiliated that that's how he had to find out that he was getting a divorce. Anywho, so let's get some scores. Oh, and just a reminder that the correct answer there was C. C. Zuplex is 5 out of 10. Respectable, respectable. Cro-Minion is also 5 out of 10. Oh, Teb has 6 out of 10. Good, good, good. Indy says you should have more accurately named the category The Private Life of Val Kilmer and some stuff that he never did. It's hard finding trivia about Val Kilmer because most of his stuff is common knowledge. I had to actually dig to find some to trivia. John is 6 out of 10. Tracy is message retracted, and a message retracted to you. Rachel is 8 out of 10. I stopped counting after 1, says Keith. Then you're one of a kind. One of a kind. Love affair is. Gary says Mikey Val met her on the set of Willow. Yes, he did. And Gary's 8 out of 10. Tracy's 0 out of 10. Ooh, better luck next time, Bubble Up. Emily is more than 3, but less than 10. That's as close as I can remember. We'll call it 6 out of 10. What you mean is 5 out of 10. Did not know a lot about Val Kilmer. That's still respectable. You'll still get half. And he says sometimes when you're playing for the crowd, you just gotta play the hits, Bob. Point taken. Point taken. Yes. I will remember that in fuchsia. Gary said, Waj, just Google him up. And any other scores that want to be read into the record? Perhaps not. Let's just see what I got going here while you guys contemplate scoring or not. Let's see. Lost. Oh wait, hang on a second. Yes, I know what I'm doing. So you want a sneak peek at one of my new games? John's already left, but this is essentially the same type of game. What I do is I give you a jingle or a slogan of a product, and you tell me what the product is. I won't do all of them, by the way, again, because I'm thinking about doing this as a post, but I want to see if it's fun, if it's doable, and if it's something that you guys would actually watch. And again, some of them are easy, some of them are less easy. So if you missed the first one, don't get too upset. I'm just gonna. I missed a few posts here. Mikey is 4 of 10. I know his movies, but not his life. Good point. What you mean? And Rachel says you forgot about Cher. I did. He did too. Emily says I'm excited to actually make it this weekend, and we're great to have you here. Great to have you here, Em. And Gary says, Rachel, she went to his funeral. No kidding. I did not know that. And Mikey says, take care all and have a blessed weekend. God bless y'all, Thresh. Mikey, you taking off? So glad you could make it. We'll see you next week. Peace and chicken grease. Super says, we are always delighted when you are here, Emily. Excellent. And Gary says, she's the only old girlfriend that was there. Wow. And a lot of people saying goodnight to Mikey. So, and he says thank you to all the good nights. So here's the first, and again, this is old product slogans, and this is actually sometimes it's from a jingle, and this one is "Don't spare the ice." Don't anyone know where the line "Don't spare the ice" comes from? Emily says simple message is working. And Chris is also glad that you could make it tonight, Emily. Martini and Rossi on the rocks. Good guess, but wrong. No, it's actually, and again, that was a little obscure. I should probably start with a less obscure one. That's actually one of my favorite products when I was a kid. Barrelhead root beer. For a number one root beer, take our advice. Get Barrelhead root beer and don't spare the ice. A refrigerator. Some East Coast booze. No, this is root beer. Okay. All right, we'll try this again. Tastes great, less filling. What product had the slogan "Taste great, less filling"? Or should I say battling slogans? Johnny says not from around here. Ooh, Tracy, you're almost there. You're almost there. Miller, what? Ah, Johnny got it. Miller Lite. Miller Lite. Yeah, 'cause that's the whole point. It tastes great and it's less filling. Miller was just regular filling. Okay, I'll try to come up with another goodie here. Let's just see. Oh, this is also a dueling slogan. Crunchy wheat, nicely sweet. What product was crunchy wheat and nicely sweet? Anyone? Anyone? Crunchy wheat, nicely sweet. Cereal, yes. Crumman got it. Kellogg Special Mini Wheat. Yes, the shredded wheat. Yeah. Specifically mini wheats, but yes, it's the shredded wheat. Okay. Oh, all right. I'm gonna actually sing this one. The world looks mighty good to me. Cause what? What product causes one to see the world looks mighty good to me? Anyone? Anyone? Cornflakes? Oh, we're still answering the cereal question. Cornflakes is made of corn, not wheat. Ah, and you got it. Because Tootsie Rolls are all I see. Whatever it is, I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to me. Yeah. Indy for the win. Okay, I got another toughie for you. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? What product had the slogan, "Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too"? No, Tracy, it was actually jalapenos. Yes. Yeah, that you guys break the internet on. Yes. Yeah, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper. Okay, I'll do one more and then I'll move on. But do you guys think this might be a fun post? Do you guys like think, up there with my like forgotten song lyrics and stuff like that? Is this like something people would actually watch or listen to or care about? Ooh, another good one. Crisp and clean and no caffeine. What product is crisp and clean and no caffeine? Wow, Emily, out the gate. Very good, my dear. And yes, oh, Rachel Sprite. Yeah, close, but no cigar. And Gary, yes, Dr. Pepper was the other one. Yes, very, very good. And he says, imagine Joffrey Holder saying it. Bah, ha, 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 ha. Oh my God. Look who's here, guys. House of Alex. House of Alex. He says, hi, everyone. House of Alex is here. Oh my God. Alex, well, first of all, we haven't seen you in months. Like months. How are you holding up, man? Are you doing good? You doing okay? Also, I haven't seen any new material from you for a while. Are you still producing the mini movies? What is going on, my brother? By the way, great to see you tonight. You missed the trivia, you can watch it in replay. But Emily says John sort of kind of got it first. Oh, he did? Well, I see Zuplik said Um Oh, Johnny did say also 7 Up is from the same company as Dr. Pepper. Oh, I see. I didn't see that, but very, very, very good. Oh, and Rachel said I meant 7 Up. Okay, Rachel, I'm gonna give it to you. A lot of people saying hello to Alex, and I'm reasonably caught up. Do we scare him away? Johnny Orchard says from Waco, Texas. Waco. What was that World War II movie with Buddy Ebsen? Where the crazy it's in the Pacific and this base commander goes insane. It's like a Heart of Darkness type thing, and the base commander's name is Waco because it's actually where he's from. Alex says, I'm very well. Thanks, Thrash. I'm over on TikTok now. Ah, my wife's on TikTok. What's the name of your TikTok channel? Is it just House of Alex? I'll find it. Not that I'm changing the world on there, but I get better response on that platform for content. If it's House of Alex, I'll find it. If it isn't, please let me know and I'll search for it. Rachel says Little Mermaid. Uh, Gary says, thank you, kind sir. Oh, Face the Ace is here. Face. So good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Welcome to the party. And Tracy also wants to know the TikTok handle. And Gary says, usually it's the other way around. You'd be surprised. A lot of content people get great luck on TikTok. And a lot of people saying hello to Face. Oh, and Face says hello to me specifically. Thank you. Crominion says between heaven and hell. Thank you. Thank you. I saw that when I was a kid. For some reason, it always stayed with me. Frank Gorshin plays one of the insane guards. He's actually really, really cool. Alex says, good to see you're still going strong on here, Thrash. Yeah, if I could just get over 1,000, I'd be really, really happy. And Emily says, every time I see Face, I think of Face from Nickelodeon. Okay. And let's just see what else is going on here. I'm assuming since Alex hasn't corrected, is the House of Alex. I'll mention that to Mrs. Thresh. She is the avid TikToker. TikTok on the clock, DJ blow my speakers up. Chrominian says, I think of A-Team. I can see that too. And speaking of Mrs. Thrash. Sorry guys, a little parched. Everybody say hi, Mrs. Thrash. She says hello. And Faze from the A-Team, not Waco from the A-Team. I was racking my brains thinking about, did they do an episode of the A-Team where they were in Waco? I've heard crazier things. But Face from the A-Team, yes, I got it. And we are blowing up the internet saying hi to Mrs. Thrash. Oh, and she's saying yay hi. Since I was yay hi. And Emily says, I never really watched the A-Team. Sacrilege. I love it when a plan comes together. And Tracy says hi to Mrs. T. And Teb says, hello to Mrs. T. Or Mrs. Thrash. With a T Thrash here and a Thrash T there. Here a Thrash, there a T. Crow says, I pity the fool who didn't watch the A-Team and begged for it. Crow that it begged for that response. Although Murdoch was my favorite character. I just loved Murdoch. Did you ever see the one? Oh my God, my buddy Ted Dolby. He's supposed to be coming over for coffee tomorrow morning. I'm going to remind him of this. It's an episode where this military doctor who's running the hospital that Murdoch is locked up in finds him sane and makes him leave. But then you find out at the end that the doctor was actually one of the patients posing as the doctor. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. What is the name of our universe? Our universe? Cat Scuttlets! And he says, the ambivalence of Mrs. Thrash is what pulls me through these chats. Tell her that. That's love it. And Criminian says, yes, Howling Mad rocked. Is that the name of that episode? That episode, it just cracked me up. When they just have that exchange at the end, it's just the funniest thing. Don't you see I am sane, sensible, reasonable, wise, prudent. Keith says, like number 19. Have a good night. See you on the road, Keith. Have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. Peace and chicken grease. Gary says, hi there, Mrs. Thrash and Thrash's mom, Mama Thrash. She's probably actually watching while we speak. She's in her lair, in her reverse loft, the lower level of this split level, and she likes to watch too, but she doesn't like to comment. I think she would need to open an account. She doesn't. Just kind of like ghosts. But anyway, I'll tell her that you said hi if she didn't in fact see it. Faye says, my favorite was Mr. T. A lot of people. Mr. T was the most popular character on the show. And Gary said they had to cancel that show because everyone hating each other. In the behind the scenes stuff, I know the lady who was doing it despised working on that show, and I had heard there had been some like personality conflicts. I didn't know it was that bad. Dave has mentioned it on his show a few times. Croby's the howling mad Murdoch, yeah. And Rachel says, "I'm thinking, no, 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 19, no, 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 19." Um, Peter Smith, the famous narrator, is that his name? But yeah, he's the guy who does the spoken word. 19. Gary says, "I thought Mr. T was a sweetheart." He was, but from my understanding was everybody thought they should be the star of the show. You know, Hannibal was the commander, and Mr. T was the badass, and Face was the hot guy, and Murdoch was the crazy person. So everybody wanted, they were fighting for screen time. We've heard it 1,000 times before. McLean Stevenson left MASH because he thought the show was going to be like a modern day Sergeant Bilko, where it was a bunch of army doctors who were always getting themselves in trouble, and he would always save the day. From what I understand, Tina Louise thought Gilligan's Island was going to be all about her. She was going to be this Hollywood celeb, and basically everyone was going to be her minions. It wasn't called Ginger's Island, although I would have watched that when I was a kid. Emily says, "I can only imagine being a woman working with those guys." Yeah, I guess it wasn't particularly fun. Kenneth says, "I saw Between Heaven and Hell." Yeah, Christopher, it's a great war. It's actually one of my favorite war movies. And Indy says, "I appreciate the A-Team for its gritty realism." Can't even read it with a straight face. And Gary says, "Yeah, and they had a great sense of humor. They did." And Criminal says, "A-Team, 1 million rounds fired, nobody hit." There's one episode. They were trying to do this thing for a while where there was one, but like Inspector Javert, there was this one military colonel who was in charge of finding them, and your typical General Thunderbolt type, real spit and polish. And there's one episode where he fires into a house until literally the house disintegrates. It's just like, and again, nobody's hurt. You know. And Tracy says, "Not a documentary." The same guy who did Forensic Files. 19 wasn't a documentary, but he voiced a lot of documentaries. A lot of documentaries. He did one for PBS called Vietnam: The 10,000 Day War. Actually, no, not that was somebody else, but he did do a documentary on Vietnam. A lot of commercials too. A lot of commercial voiceovers as well. But yeah, 19 wasn't it was not a documentary. It was a song. And Indy says, "No man is an island, but we all get incontinent." Dude. And Gary says, "Crow, I thought it was a funny show." There were a lot of funny parts. There were a lot of parts that were just ridiculous. In fact, I was actually thinking about this the other day. There's a scene where they go into a fancy restaurant to get their next assignment, and they're trying to keep a low profile. And Mr. T is dressed like Mr. T. And I go, "Wow, great low profile, huh?" And this kind of guy next to him kind of looks over at him, and he's like, "Ugh." So it's like, dude, you're supposed to be keeping a low profile. Well, anyway, some shenanigans happen, and they decided they need to get out of the restaurant quickly. Now, this is a fine dining establishment. Rather than discreetly go out the back door, Mr. T starts picking up busboys and servers and throwing them across the restaurant into tables where people are eating. And then they just go out of the restaurant and leave like nothing happened. I'm like, I've worked in restaurants for many, many, many years. If some cretin, you know, were picking up staff and throwing them into customers, there'd be follow up. I mean, like the police would be looking for the perpetrator, but they used to commit crimes all the time, and nothing ever be got of it, which is silly. Emily says Crow sounds like the descendants of stormtroopers from Star Wars. And Cross is right, and Faye says, Pawns, you think they will make another series of the A-Team in the future? That's a very, 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 very 80s show. They could try, but it just wouldn't work. And Rachel says, Igor, go night, everyone. Good night, Rachel. Take care. Emily says, or Cobra. And Alex says, every time I come to these lives, I'm always being educated. Always appreciate your knowledge, Thrash. Alex, it's actually great having you back with us tonight, by the way. Please don't be such a stranger. And next Saturday, one of your compatriots, Kevin Lambert, at the entertainment headquarters, we're going to be doing a deep dive into that old Japanese kaiju film, X. And Cribbington says, I remember the 10,000 Day War. Yeah, they ran that on PBS. It took like a year, if I remember correctly. And a lot of people saying good night to Rachel and hello to Alex. Indy says, thanks for the trivia. You're very, very welcome, Indy. Next time I'll try to be a little more mainstream, but I'm glad you like it. Oh, by the way, speaking of likes, as far as the game with the slogans, you think that would work, or you think I should move on to greener pastures? In fact, we have a few more minutes. We got a few more minutes. I'm going to give you guys a couple examples of famous last words and see if these are gettable. Okay, this one's a toughie. Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Alex liked the slogan game. Thank you. Gary says it was fun tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much. Crominion, he liked the slogan game. Tracy says, I will see you guys soon at Dave's channel, and the rest of you have a great night. Tracy, I'll see you very, very, very soon. We'll probably wrap things up in a few minutes here, but I have a few more minutes that I'd like to go. And he says, it's all about the hard, easy mix, Bob. Gotcha. And What You Mean says, thank you for the trivia. What You Mean, you're very, very, very welcome. And House of Alex out the gate. And it looks like most of you guys got it. Excellent. So let's see. I'll give you guys another. That one's a little tricky. But a lot of these, it's like you won't get it. But then when I tell you, it's like, of course. That one's too easy. That one's too sad. Why she wouldn't even hurt a fly. The Mask. I wasn't quoting anything. John says, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? That's actually from one of the Dirty Harry movies. He actually says it in two of them, and it's not the last line. And while you up and away, up and away. And yes, Psycho. That one was definitely Psycho. No, that's for my mechanic. Oh, I like that one, but you guys will never get it. Actually, no, I'm going to give it to you anyway. And I'll give you a little hint, which could help. Okay, the line is, the victory belongs to these peasants, not us. I shall repeat, the victory belongs to these peasants, not us. And the hint is this. It sounds a lot more badass in the original Japanese. and I can't give you a bigger hint than that. Although, if you need more hints, I'd have to give you up to 7. Again, if one doesn't ooh, guys are on your game tonight. Oh, The Karate Kid, I love it. Teb says The Magnificent Seven. Do they use the same line in The Magnificent Seven? I was actually quoting The Seven Samurai. I've seen Magnificent Seven. I've seen it on several occasions. I love it. It's an excellent adaptation of Seven Samurai. It's actually one of 3 adaptations of Seven Samurai. Feel free to give as a bonus trivia question the other 2 in the comments below. But I'm actually I thought it's a little different in the Magnificent Seven, but yes, Seven Samurai, and it is such a great last line. It's one of my favorite last lines, but I don't speak Japanese. Ohio. Battle Beyond the Stars is 1. Indy, you're on the home stretch is 1 more, and it's a silly one, but it holds water. I'll give you guys a second. Oh, he actually already gave it. A Bug's Life is the other one. Yes. All right. So you get all 3 adaptations of Seven Samurai. I couldn't be prouder of you. You have to look up Bob. And he says that they do not. Apparently, so that isn't the last line from Magnificent Seven. So Emily says, "What do you know about Seven Samurai? Only that apparently there are 7 samurai." I will give you there are in fact 7 samurai. We also know it's set in Japan, and apparently it also involves peasants and an organization which is fighting both the 7 samurai and the peasants. And that's pretty much the whole movie. Yes, Gary Cameron says Magnificent Seven was based on Seven Samurai. Yes, it certainly was. It certainly was. Now 6, now 5, now 4. Yeah, and this. Give me a second. In both Seven Samurai, spoiler alert, both Seven Samurai and Magnificent Seven, there's only 3 left at the end. In Bug's Life, because it's a Pixar movie, they're all still alive. The only one who dies is one of the locusts, and he's eaten by a bird off camera. Um, in Battle Beyond the Stars, how many are still left of the groups? Oh, also, by the way, a couple of them are actually groups. So, but of the 7 groups, how many there are actually left? I think actually they all died, to be honest with you. But Emily says, Lance, things are pretty good. I still need my car AC fixed, but I have a good feeling about it happening this year. Good luck with that. Good luck with it. And Alex says you should do a quiz where you give your own film synopsis without using words from the film's title, and we have to guess the film. That could work. That could work. I actually had another game that I got some good feedback on, where what I do is it's I call it pitch imperfect, where I take 2 plot synopsises and put them together. Like I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Okay, a classical composer goes on a quest to find his wife's murderer, and it's Amadeus Ex Machina. Oh, but no, Ex Machina. No, it's about artificial intelligence. I was thinking Memento. I'm sorry. Like the game was a few weeks ago, but you see where it's going. You see where it's going. Uh oh, Gary says now I need my washer fixed. I got 11. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, by the way, and Indy, help me out. You actually, many of you might know it, but you're my ringer. What was the name of the game, the one that John gave us? I had a really cute name for it. It's the one where we recast the main character of a movie, like Valkyrie, where everyone says Valkyrie was a decent movie, but Tom Cruise needed to be replaced. So I give you 4 possible substitutes, or you could add your own. What did I call that game? I had a really cute name for it, and I forgot what I called it now. And he says it's It's 3 for both. I think only Sybil Denning lives in. Oh, you might be right, you might be right. I thought she died in that, though, but you might be right, you might be right. And Alex says, "UK's same as ever, Lance. Dreary. How's your neck of the woods?" And Crumming says, uh, John says, "John's game," and as opposed to Ender's game. And Crumming says, "Don Knotts says the Terminator." I'd pay to see that. Originally, it was Lance Hendrickson. Speaking of Lance, originally Lance Hendrickson, and Lance. Speaking of Lance, Alex, very damp and gloomy. Ugh, sorry about that, bro. It was actually clearing up here on Cape Cod, but yesterday it was like the rains of Ranchu Por. It was crazy. So, well, unfortunately, I guess nobody remembers what I called that game, so I'll have to come up with some interesting new name. Uh, Alex says, "Was that a description of me?" No, no, Alex. I was just free forming. And he says, "I don't recall, Bob. Yeah, I don't recall. I suppose I could go back and watch the episode again, but I'm not sure which one it was." But I probably have it written down somewhere too. But anyway, I did like Pitch Imperfect is a good name, and I'll just think of other cute names. 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, excellent, excellent. Anywho, so it's getting towards 9:15. Like I said, Dave's going on at 9, so I should probably be thinking about wrapping things up. Anything else you guys want to read to the record while we still have a couple of minutes? This was a lot of fun. I had a really lot of fun tonight, guys, and I'm so glad it seems like you guys did too. That's awesome. Emily says, "Indy Bob is our host. This is our host with the most." And a lot of people saying good night to one another. And again, I'm going to be on with Dan and Sister Sarah next Sunday. Next Saturday, I'm going to be on Entertainment Headquarters. I will give a heads up for that. And John, you as well have a great week. And it was something recast, like the die is cast or die cast or it's I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. And Alex says, "Good night, everyone. Great to see so many familiar faces still here. And it was great to have you back with us, Alex. And don't be such a stranger. Hopefully, we'll see you again very, 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 very soon." And Benjamin says, "Good night, everyone. Have an awesome week." And Emily says to Indy with an MOG. Teb says, "Night Thrash, night to you, Teb." Comedian says, "Lance Hendrickson is a fave of mine. Wish he'd had more epic roles." Indy says, "Peace out, Bob. Peace out to you too." And yes, Lance Hendrickson is one of those actors where you always wondered why he wasn't bigger. I don't know what it is, but yeah, he was supposed to play the Terminator. And then when it turned out Schwarzenegger was available for the part, they were like, "We gotta go with Schwarzenegger." But that's why Lance Hendrickson does have a part playing a police detective because he was already on contract. So they figured we might as well use him. And Criminal says exactly. And Gary's speaking in emojis. And anyway, guys, I had so much fun with tonight's show. By the way, I really enjoyed doing these. They get me through the week. Recastinator, I love it. I love Recastinator. And again, I want you guys to all have a great week. I will have new content this week. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I've bounced a couple of ideas off you, so don't be surprised if you actually have a heads up. But either way, there will be new content this week. And I will see you guys next weekend. And I invite you all to join me on Entertainment Headquarters on Saturday. But until then, guys, everyone, be good, be safe, be careful. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon. Peace.